What's up guys, my name is Lakshay from iGeeks blog, and if you have ever thought about what's going to come in the iPhone 14 series, this is the one video you need to watch because I'm going to tell you every single detail, every single rumor about iPhone 14. When it's going to come, what the price is going to come at, and every tiny detail you can think of, I'm going to tell you. So like I said, my name's Lakshay, you're watching iGeeks blog, and let's get started with today's video. So first of all, let's talk about how many iPhones we're going to see this year. We've been seeing 4 iPhones from Apple in the past couple of generations. The iPhone 12 had a mini which debuted with the iPhone 12 series. Then the 13 mini also came along, but it does not look like third time is going to be the charm because this is the year we're going to bid farewell to the iPhone 14 mini. There's not going to be a mini this year, but then we will still have 4 iPhones coming in 2022. Which 4 are they going to be? Here's a quick look. There's going to be an iPhone 14, there's going to be an iPhone 14 Max, an iPhone 14 Pro and an iPhone 14 Pro Max. Ooh, a new name, an iPhone 14 Max. What is that going to be like? Well, I'm going to come to it. Let's first talk about what the design is going to be because design changes are the most hotly rumored topic about the iPhone 14 series. And the biggest design change of them all? Goodbye notch. Well, maybe not for all of the iPhones and maybe not even this year, but there are very strong rumors that the iPhone 14 series will come without a notch. Now then again, this may be a change only for the Pro models. The non-Pro models might still ship with the notch. But what we are expecting to see from Apple is a hole cutout, a pill-shaped cutout actually. Now some rumors point towards a hole, some rumors point towards a pill, but one thing is for certain, the notch is shrinking again this year. The iPhone 13 series came with a slimmer but a slightly taller notch, but the iPhone 14 series is expected to do away with the notch entirely. The Face ID infrastructure is set to move under the display. How Apple does this? They only know. I am no scientist, I am no manufacturer, but then Apple is planning to do this. Ross Young, John Prosser, everyone including Mark Gurman has said that this is happening, which means you know it is going to happen. Another big change we could see in the design, but again only for the iPhone 14 Pro series, is concerning the camera bump. Now we've seen this camera bump here, right? It kind of looks very weird. The camera juts out of the back of the display, but with the iPhone 14 Pro and the Pro Max, we are expecting to see a massive design change. We're kind of hoping to go back to the iPhone 4 and the iPhone 5 days where the camera sits flush with the back of the phone. It does not pop out of the back. It sits very flush, looks very nostalgic, but then again it seems like retro is the new future for the iPhone 14 Pro series. And well, if you're wondering about the non-Pro iPhone 14 series, I kind of have some bad news for you. They might look very similar to what we have with the iPhone 13 series. So then that makes the iPhone 14, the non-Pro ones, kinda not worth it. Maybe we'll see what Apple does. Now let's talk about the screen, the display on these 4 iPhones that we will see in 2022. And well, like I said, there are 4 models right now. There's an iPhone 14 which will have a 6.1 inch display. There is an iPhone 14 Max which will have a 6.7 inch display. Then we have the usual iPhone 14 Pro with a 6.1 inch display and the iPhone 14 Pro Max with a 6.7 inch display. One thing that we all want from Apple is a Pro Motion display, which means 120Hz refresh rate in all 4 models across the board. But then again, it does not look like that is going to happen. Apple is still going to call it Pro Motion, which means it is going to be reserved for just the Pro models. Come on Apple, give us the Pro Motion in non-Pro models, or at least change the name so you can justify it properly. I don't like not having 120Hz on my non-Pro iPhones. So I hope this changes. Moving on to the back of the phone, not the design, the camera. Apple is of course going to change the design of the camera, but then we are also expecting Apple to make some big changes in the specs. We're expecting Apple to bump the camera resolution. So we have a 12 megapixel sensor right now in the iPhone 13 series. We expect that to get bumped up to 48 megapixels. Yes guys, a 4 times bump. And this is gonna be pretty exciting because this could mean that Apple's iPhone 14 series could shoot up to 8K video. Moreover, in low light conditions, when the light is not that proper, there's not too much detail that the 12 megapixel sensor can capture right now. The 48 megapixel sensor could capture more details, could let more light in, which means better photos. Now, isn't that something we always want from our iPhones? Yes. But hold up. The non-Pro models. Some bad news here again. They may not have a 48 megapixel sensor. They could still ship with the 12 megapixel sensor that we have on the iPhone 13 series right now. But that does not mean there won't be any improvement. See, Apple always does some year-on-year improvements towards their camera sensors and towards their image and photography and videography, which means do expect some great changes to come to the iPhone 14 non-Pro series, but probably don't expect the flashy new 48 megapixel sensor. Now, one area that Apple does not discriminate between all of their iPhones is the performance. All 4 models are expected to get an A16 chip. Now, that may or may not be a 4 nanometer fabrication, but an A16 chip with massive performance improvements is still expected. Battery life is obviously going to improve every year. Apple does some big changes to the battery, and that is again what we are expecting this year. One major improvement we are expecting in the iPhone 14 series is that the Pro models could now ship with 8 gigs of RAM, which means they get bumped up from 6, which means the non-Pro iPhones, which currently have 4 gigs of RAM, could ship with 6 gigs of RAM. Now, see, honestly, iPhones do not need that much amount of RAM because the iOS experience is so very well optimized. All these apps are optimized to run on low RAM. But then again, more RAM, less problems. But one area where we were expecting some changes from Apple is the Lightning port. Now see, the European Commission is on Apple's ass. They want Apple to come up with a USB-C port and do away with the Lightning port. And honestly, it makes a lot more sense that Apple's iPhones could charge with a USB-C instead of a Lightning port, because then even the MacBooks charge with a USB-C port, even the iPads charge with a USB-C port, not the iPhones. Unfortunately, iPhone 14 series still Lightning. Come on, Apple, why are you doing this to us? We want USB-C. Come on, guys, let me know in the comments down below how much you would want a USB-C iPhone. But till then, let's just hope Apple does it sooner rather than later. And now the part that you were waiting for. When will the iPhone 14 series come? Guys, don't get your hopes up. It's only gonna come in September, no sooner than that. That is not the way Apple functions. We will see an new iPhone coming very, very soon, but that is not going to be the iPhone 14. That is going to be the iPhone SE 3. And if you want to watch more of that, then we already have a video on that. Do check the link in the description on that. Till then, just wait for the iPhone 14 series. And by the way, if you want me to answer your questions about whether you should go for an iPhone 13 now or wait for the iPhone 14 series, do let me know in the comments down below. Now let's talk about the price. How much are you going to have to shell out to buy the brand new iPhone 14 series? Well, if you ask me, you don't really have to think about buying the iPhone 14 non-Pro models unless Apple does some big changes, which we are not expecting. But if you want to buy the Pro models, then well, I'm just gonna give you the prices of all 4 expected prices, educated guesses, and then you can decide. So the iPhone 14 could start at a price of $699. Moving up, the iPhone 14 Max could go up to maybe $799 or an $849 price tag, which means iPhone 14 Pro and Pro Max could retain their $999 and $1099 price tag. Expecting a tiny bit of price bumps from Apple considering the amount of spec bumps they have given us, they will give us in the iPhone 14 series, but probably not. Apple likes to keep their prices uniform, likes to keep their prices same across the years, and I hope they keep it same, because then let's be honest, I do not want to shell out all my life savings for one iPhone, right? And I'm sure you don't want that as well. So that was it about the iPhone 14 series. Now, if I told you something that you did not already know about the iPhone 14 series, don't forget to leave a like on the video and subscribe to iGeeks vlog. Turn on all notifications for more such exciting content. I'll see you guys in the next one.